Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts, and this is our second card for this month. And again, we're going to be using blending brushes, and this is the card we're going to make. It's a beautiful butterfly card that comes out of beautiful butterflies, which is also a bundle. And in the bundle, you get the dies and a hybrid embossing folder. It's really a cool die set because you also end up with a die set that can make a butterfly flip open card. You've got these great things for your sentiments, but then you have these beautiful butterflies, and this particular one fits into the embossing folder, and you can emboss and cut at the same time, which is what we did with this card. And then we are going to use our blending brushes again, and we are going to make a beautiful card. Now, as far as embellishments on the card, I happen to use the purple adhesive embellishments originally that were during celebration. If you have some of those, go ahead and use them. But if you want an alternative, this is currently in the online store, and it has pinks and blues in it, and it's called the Two-Tone Sparkle Gems. They're pretty flat, but I like to do the sequins as much as possible just because they mail so much easier. These do too, but I always protect the front of my card when I put something that is hard like this on the front. So let's get started with our card. And I used just the So Thankful in here, so I'm going to pull that stamp out real quick and put it on a block because I didn't prep. I just start the video and y'all get to see me prep. That's always fun. Okay, I'm going to set those aside for right now, and let me put my blocks out of the way. Messy, messy, messy. I was messy, messy this time. Okay, so in your packet, you are going to have a card base that is out of basic white. Okay, and this card base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Again, I ask you to come in with your bone folder and just reinforce that so you have a nice crisp edge. You will also have in there a piece of designer series paper. This is the I forget the name. Let me grab it real quick and I can tell you. It is called Beautiful Boken butterfly paper. It's part of the suite of items that come with this particular set. And we have this for the front of our card. We have a strip for making our little sentiment, another strip, probably a pretty good size one, so you can stamp it a couple times till you get it to the size you want. And you will have one piece of white, and then you'll have an embossed piece that has the butterfly taken out of it, and you will also have a little center. I did not put adhesive on this because I should have, but I didn't. I could have put adhesive all the way on that, and I didn't. At least mine doesn't have it, so maybe I did on some. But anyways, we're just going to glue it down. It's pretty simple. But we are going to go ahead and assemble our card, and then we will make our butterfly beautiful. And we will... Well, let me show you what we're going to do here. Before we assemble, we'll make our butterfly beautiful. And we're going to take our card and we are going to open it up and fold it backwards for a moment. Okay? And I'm going to ask you to have like another piece of paper, and you'll see why. I slide this piece in here. Okay? And we're going to get out some really pretty colors. We're going to get out Azure Blue and Berry Burst. And these are the colors we are going to put on our butterfly and also on the edge of this. Now, we could have done the edge on the front side, but I didn't think of it until I had already cut the paper. So we're going to use paper on the front, but if you don't have this paper, you can create this effect by doing what we're going to do to the inside of our card. So let me get my two blending brushes. I have a blue and a pink one here. And I'm going to start with the Azure Blue. And I am just going around the edges with this. And it doesn't, you know, we're just trying to make it look kind of like the front did. Okay. And so we're holding it on here while we do this part of it. Okay. And I'll bring in my other little piece of paper, the ugly piece of paper that I could do here. So I can just do it like this. It doesn't matter. You could even start in the middle because that's going to get covered. However you want. But what you're doing is you're trying to make the blues be in there. You want to get some pinks in here in a minute. And now we'll open up this one, our Berry Burst. And this one usually goes on pretty fun. I just love these colors together. They make a real pretty lavender. People go, oh, did you use, you know, Fresh Freesia or Highland Heather? Nope, I just combined two colors using these brushes. And again, I mean, there's no perfect way to do this. You just do what makes you feel good. Maybe you want different colors. You could use other colors. These are the colors I tended to use. Okay, that's pretty good. So that's the inside of my card. So when we get to the point where we're putting our card together, we'll have a piece of white paper that is going to go there. And we should have a piece of white paper. We do. So this will end up on here like this. And so you've got that same feeling of possibly having this underneath it again. That's what we were going for. Okay, so I'm just going to set that, well, yeah, I'll just set those aside. And let's do our butterfly as long as we have our brushes out. We'll put our little butterfly body off to the side for a second. And you can determine if you want your blue to be in the middle, the pink to be in the middle. I did the pink on the top. This time I'm just going to reverse it because why not? And so let me do that, and I'm going to just come in. And I like this embossing hybrid folder because I can go ahead and emboss it and cut it in one pass in the cut emboss machine, which I think is pretty darn cool. I mean, you know, because like if you were to emboss it and then you were to cut it out again, it kind of flattens the embossing. And it's like, oh, I don't want to do that, you know. But again, like I said, you're going to do your, you know, whatever colors you're using, blues, pinks, and you're just going to build this till you think it looks the way you want it to look. There's no right, wrong way of doing this. At all. You just have to go until you feel it looks good. I think that one's pretty good. I'm gonna stop now with that. So let me go ahead and close these two. And I will put them up here so they are not going to hit me in the face. I will take my little piece of paper and put it off to the side, and my other little squiggly paper and put it off to the side. Let's build a little bit here, and then we'll come in and we'll do our sentiment last. This is part of your sentiment, and this is what you're going to stamp on. So we'll stamp those in a moment. But let's build our card. I'm going to start with just putting my inside piece in. And, you know, it's white on both sides, and I always flip it. I don't know why I do that, but I do. I flip it around all the time, like it's going to make a difference. Well, I guess it does, because I do it. And then, if you're like me, I don't like glue on my paper, so I always ball it up and get it off of there real fast. So this is going to go with approximately 1/8 of an inch all the way around, as straight as you can do it. There you go. It's just empty on the inside, so if you feel the need to stamp a butterfly in there, go ahead and do that. That would be pretty. The front of our card, this is going to be exactly the same as our card. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can bring in something that is square, like a box that's big enough to fit this, and square it up and then adhere it that way. What I do is this. I use glue. I'm going to use some glue, and I'm going to take my glue, put it in, and if you want the red side up, go for the red side. You don't have to have the mottled one. It's up to you. But this is how I made it. And then I put them together, and I go from side to side, and then I set it up, and I kind of just pat it around, patting it this way. I'm going to adhere this down, okay? And it lines up perfectly every time for me when I do it like that. No need to get out something else. The other thing I do, because I used glue, is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hold it at one end. I'm going to take my bone folder on the flat side and flatten out the glue underneath there. What that does is keeps it from bubbling a little bit, and I just think it looks nice. Then we're going to take our glue and we're going to put this on here a little bit crooked. We are not popping this up because we're popping up our butterfly. So again, I'm going to bring in my glue, and part of the reason why I'm using glue, you can certainly try to use a tape runner, an adhesive tape runner of some sort. But when I emboss things, a lot of times it pulls the paper enough that it will actually do things like tear it. So instead, I do it like this. And okay, that's good. So I'm going to bring this in and just make it a little bit wonky, fitting within the confines of the front of my card. Okay. Okay. And as long as I have my glue out, we are going to glue our body of our butterfly to the colored butterfly. But before I do that, I've got a little thin strip of paper, and I do this all the time when I want to get glue someplace without making a big glob of it. I put a little bit of glue on the end of something like that. It's just a little dab will do ya, okay? And sounds like a Brylcreem commercial. And that tells you how old I am, that I even know what that is. And I just tap it underneath there. So I bent it a little bit, tapped it, and now I'm just going to press it down, and that is going to adhere those little bits that I didn't want to get too much glue underneath. And I've got a little bit here, so I'm going to put one there. And I'm just bending the card up a little bit to get it under there, and then pulling that. And now those little pointy bits are stuck. So it's just, sometimes these little scraps come in handy. Then I just throw away the part that's got glue on it and use them. I usually end up having to dig them out of the trash because I throw them away first. Oh, that's right, we're doing our body. We're going to use that same concept probably on the antenna of our little body here. So you just need a little bit of glue, and if you're good, you can put just a dab and a dab. Okay, both of those are pretty good. I'm going to extend my glue down just a little bit more there, and I'm going to put this on my little buddy here. Slide him up a little bit, make him kind of straight. Tap down those antennae. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to make our butterfly stand up, and we're only going to have adhesive in the middle. Now you can, these have been bent up so that they'll stand up a little bit more. They flatten out when they're in the envelope, but I think they're really cute. You can use mini dimensionals. Wow, that was fun. We can use mini dimensionals, or if you have some of these strips, foam adhesive strips like this, you certainly can use them to go underneath your butterfly. But I'm going to use the little dimensionals, and it doesn't matter what color they are, so I'm going to use some black ones because you won't see them anyways. And let me get my take your pick, not pick your take tool. Ladies, gentlemen, you know I say that backwards more than I say it forwards. Okay, so let's put, these are just a little bit bigger than the other ones, but that's okay. I'm going to put them right there. I'm going to put about 4 of them on there in a row. And then you can just pick them off. And they stay on the end of your tool, so they're easy to throw away. And now, to the best of your ability, you're going to line this up with where the cutout is and press down. And you'll see it automatically lifts up, and then all you have to do is just bend it a little bit here and bend it a little bit here, and you've got a nice butterfly. So let's get to our sentiment. Like I said, I'm just going to make this say "so thankful." And I'm using Memento ink for that. You could use a colored ink if you chose to. If you didn't bring your Memento ink in the room, go ahead and use this. And it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little stamp. So just remember, don't smash, just tap. And then commit, just set it straight down, pull it straight up. That's pretty good. And then what I did is I took and I just snipped off the amount that I needed and tried to do it as straight as possible, which is not always what I do. That's a little bit straighter, and it doesn't look like I got it even, so now I'm going to cut off a little bit on this side. Okay, and then I take and I adhere it to this piece. So thankful. Gonna grab a little bit of glue right here. It's gonna come out eventually. There we go. I think I need to get another glue. That one's wanting to be a little slow on the draw. And I'm just gonna adhere it like this in a diagonal to where I think it looks like it's good, bending it, and then I'm just gonna snip underneath it. It's a cheater way to do it. Okay, that's my cheater way of doing it. And then because I used glue, if it's not perfectly straight, I have a moment or two I can straighten it up. And this is just going to go down here in the corner. I'm just going to use my black once again. Get my take your pick tool. Oh, I said it right. Take your pick tool, not pick your take tool. Okay, and this time I'm just going to peel off the things with my fingernails. There's many ways to get these off, but I will tell you, once you start using these, they will be everywhere you've never dreamed they could possibly get to, and you will find them. Now, it's up to you if you want this down in the bottom or you want it up here. I like this little butterfly there, so I like to put it down here. And I'm looking at this right here to put it on straight. I know that's, it kind of fools your eyes, but that's what I'm going straight with the bottom. And now let's grab some gems. And I'm going to use the alternate ones on this one just so you can see it. One with the sequins and one without. They're both really pretty gems to use on here. So where's that take your pick tool? Need a pokey tool to do this with. So pokey tool, I'm going to put this one here. I will take another big one from over here. I will put him right about in here. Then, oh, maybe they're all the same size. Oh, they aren't. They're the same size over here. They're just not the same size on the other side. There you go. So, I don't know. This one's got a little bit more sparkle to it. This one's a little subtle. It has a little bit more subtle aspects to it. I don't know. Tell me which one you like better. I don't know. Maybe I like this better. I will include this in the product list on the video so that you have it if you need to get it. Again, this is in the online store. And, oh, I did stamp a butterfly on my envelope. So let's get out our Azure. Let's get out this. Let me grab the Flutterby out of here real fast. That's what happens when I don't look at the whole project. But at least you know I'm very human about this. Human, human, human. Okay, so what I did here is I made a two-toned butterfly. And how I did this is I took my 2 stamp sets. Now you can do this with markers, not the blends. You cannot do this with blends. You can only do it with markers, or you can do it with a sponge dauber. But I came in and I just kind of stamped on it halfway so you can see that it's half stamped there. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to stamp the other side with this. So now it's together. And I'll do the one. I did a two-step, two stamp things. So I put the first one on the back, and then I put the other part, the second generation, on the front. So that's how I did that. It's just changing it. And then this turns into like a purple in the middle. Very cool. Very pretty. And I hope you like this. And let me put that there. So let's put our before and after. Okay. This is our before, our first card, the original. And this is our with all current products, because these have been retired, but if you have them, go ahead and use them. If you don't, these are a nice alternative, and these are called the Sparkle Gems, two-tone Sparkle Gems, and they're in the online store. Thank you again for watching. Please like and share. Please join my channel so that you're at least notified when I put up items. It's usually the third Wednesday of the month they show up, but they will start showing up on the third Thursday. They show up right after I do my online class in the evening. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day. God bless. Bye-bye.